Recent disclosures by US senators reveal a billion-dollar scam in Ukraine aid, highlighting a profound lack of responsibility and transparency among lawmakers. This significant mismanagement exemplifies a systemic failure, eroding trust in American fiscal oversight and global credibility. We will tell you all about it, but before that, if you are a fan of non-corporate funded free news and analysis, you've landed on the right YouTube channel. Okay, let's begin. Once again, US lawmakers demonstrate a profound lack of responsibility and transparency, much to the detriment of their own constituents and the wider global community. The recent evaluation by Senators J.D. Vance, Roger Marshall, Rand Paul, and Mike Lee, alongside Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, regarding an egregious $14 billion oversight in Ukraine aid, underscores a systemic failure. This is not merely a clerical error, it's a catastrophic blunder in accountability. Yet, instead of rectifying these oversight failures or holding the Biden administration's Office of Management and Budget accountable, House Republican leadership is opting for more of the same, albeit with a disingenuous twist. The proposition of converting part of the aid to Ukraine into a loan might sound like a reasonable compromise on the surface. However, the structure of this loan, 0% interest, waivable at President Biden's discretion and underwritten by additional US debt. This is not just poor fiscal policy, it's an outright insult to the intelligence of American people. No one in Washington seems to take these proceedings seriously, expecting perhaps that the facade of a loan will appease public scrutiny. The expectation that Ukraine might default on such a loan without consequence only adds to the charade. It's clear that US lawmakers are engaged in a deceptive shell game, hoping the electorate won't notice the sleight of hand. This pattern of irresponsible financial gymnastics is as predictable as it is unacceptable. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle need to be reminded that their primary duty is to serve the American public interest, not orchestrate financial illusions that undermine fiscal integrity and public trust. Noted conservative commentator Kevin Roberts articulated this concern in May 2022 in the Wall Street Journal, criticizing the rushed $40 billion aid package to Kiev for its lack of oversight and misdirected priorities, which did not concentrate on Ukraine's critical military needs. His fears were not unfounded. Over the past 2 years, it has become painfully clear how right Roberts was. The Pentagon's own admissions paint a picture of incompetence, revealing that over $1 billion in military materials sent to Ukraine went untracked. Additionally, a staggering $6.2 billion accounting error in the cost of weaponry was uncovered. On top of these discrepancies, Ukraine's defense minister was dismissed amid allegations of military graft. It is alarming that much of the US aid was funneled into economic assistance rather than the essential lethal weaponry needed for Ukraine's defense. More troubling is the Biden administration's lack of a coherent strategy for victory or peace in Ukraine, which has led to a costly and bloody stalemate that is eroding public support. According to recent polling by the Heritage Foundation and RMG Research, a majority of swing voters in key states view the $113 billion spent on aiding Ukraine as excessive. The sentiment is further compounded by the administration's latest national security package, which focuses on securing the borders of foreign nations while neglecting the urgent security needs at America's own southern border. US foreign policy regarding aid to Ukraine is reaching a point of undeniable failure. Not only is this stopgap approach failing Ukraine, which continues to suffer significant losses, but it is also failing America. The United States is overextended, funding conflicts globally, while domestic crises like the unprecedented issues at the southern border intensify. This approach is not sustainable or even justifiable. The core issue now confronting lawmakers, especially as the nation approaches the 2024 election, is whether the American people truly have a voice in Washington. The ongoing debates and decisions about Ukraine aid encapsulate broader concerns about transparency and honesty in leadership. It is imperative that conservatives and all concerned legislators demand a clear plan, end the war, and a responsible, fiscally sound method of managing US aid. If aid is to be framed as a loan, robust enforcement provisions must be included to ensure repayment. The American public deserves honesty and accountability from their leaders. Continued financial recklessness and lack of strategic clarity will only erode trust further. And that is why we at TFI Global are big fans of Donald Trump's Ukraine approach. His plan is so simple and ruthless in its entirety that hotheads on both sides of the border will have no option but to wave the white flag and call off the war. Here is the video in case you missed it.